Showtime Sports announced their schedule coming back. 8 world title fights, 9 world champions. I know you would have seen it. What do you make of their schedule?
If you're going to ask me honestly what I think about it, outside of the 2 pay-per-view events, tell me a fight you're looking forward to. I will say one thing. The Gervonta Davis, Leo Santa Cruz and the Charlo events, strong nights, strong events. Pay-per-view for Charlo, oh dear, watch the numbers. Gervonta Davis is a star. Gervonta Davis against Leo Santa Cruz, in my opinion, is a pay-per-view event. We're all guilty sometimes of, what do we say in England, polishing a turd, where you have, something and you dust it up to make it look great. What they did was really clever. They said, this is our schedule, and everyone come back and went, wow. But when you dissected it, I think Coppinger got a bit of stick because he said, actually, what am I supposed to look forward to there again? But the 2 pay-per-view events are great nights. Charlo, even the Charlo night, it's not pay-per-view, but it's a really great night. I mean, Charlo Derevyanchenko is a good fight, and then you've got Charlo Rosario unification fight. So fair play to Stevie baby.
After Eddie Hearn dissed the Showtime Boxing calendar and schedule, the numbers are in for his very first fight camp. It's not looking too good. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing if you want to become part of the gang. Notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Head over to my Patreon link in the description or hit the join button to become a YouTube channel member and receive those perks, become part of the extended Ego's Army family. Now, The Athletic is reporting the numbers for Frank Warren and also Eddie Hearn's weekend shows, right? And reason I'm talking about Eddie Hearn is because Eddie Hearn did a series of interviews for the fight camp where he was boasting, he's doing the Kimbo Slice backyard fights, and he took shots at PBC and Showtime Boxing and said, oh, we have David Benavidez fighting Romer Angulo, and he was trying to knock the Showtime schedule. I think the Showtime schedule by far is the better and best schedule that we've seen in this pandemic. But leave it to Eddie Hearn to have this vanity project in the backyard and be hypocritical by trying to slight them instead of just focusing on your thing. So now we got to talk about it. Mike Coppinger reported initial ratings for Eddie Hearn's fight camp debut on Sky Sports. So we don't have the DAZN numbers, and they're likely not going to come out because DAZN, as a streaming app, their subscriber have probably plummeted because when the pandemic struck, they really didn't say nothing to the fans. They didn't let people know what was going on. They didn't really have much recourse. People just started unsubscribing, and then they later said, oh, finally you can pause your account, etc. So even before that, when we weren't in the pandemic, DAZN never really released their numbers. They never just said Canelo does this in paid subscriptions in the US. It was always like Canelo across 9 markets has done this, or 8 markets or whatever, to try to make it sound better. But it says initial ratings for Eddie Hearn's fight camp debut on Sky Sports, Eggington versus Cheeseman, the egg and cheese fight that I talk about. It averaged 93,000 with a viewership peaking at 202,000. Horrible, in my opinion. Frank Warren's Friday show on BT Sport, Arthur-Spelman, that fight did a 3,000 average. 26,000 was the peak. Both figures don't include replays or streaming. So those are the preliminary numbers according to The Athletic's Mike Coppinger, and 93,000 was the average and the viewership peaking. So I don't know how Eddie Hearn has said and got away with half of the stuff he says, how he's even attempting to slight Showtime schedule who just had a Mayweather Promotions card, their very first one. It was actually a replacement, but I had fun with that card. You know, the Angelo Leo card with Tremaine Williams, who's also fought on DAZN in the past. I thought it was good. I haven't heard any numbers for that. Showtime's a premium network, so we'll see. But this was on Sky Sports. I don't know if it was box office. I don't think so. But it's averaging 93,000 viewership and peaking at 202. You know, meanwhile, Eddie Hearn is taking jabs at the competition, and the competition, Showtime, you know, who also had a card that day, their fight, which it wasn't two huge names, made it to SportsCenter, right? And look, it's 2 million people that watched the replay of this knockout. So, someone said it's Glass Joe from Punch Out. Vicious knockout. You know, you've seen this like get posted everywhere. So you had, it's funny, ESPN, SportsCenter, ESPN Ringside, they're all posting this. But I didn't see much from Eddie Hearn's fight camp posted on, you know, big American platforms like ESPN, who's a competitor. Like, I don't see anything about fight camp or anything. So Eddie Hearn's takeover is looking very blunderous, and to be honest, he doesn't really have too much leg room to talk with talk about Showtime having a bad schedule with 93,000 average. You see a lot of the comments are going in and saying the numbers are even inflated. You even had people who were saying that the numbers were embellished. And let me see if I can pull it. Let's see if we can pull it up. It just looks bad. Would be interesting to see if they were overnight. I know I seen it. I had to dig in the comments somewhere. But somebody pulled up the Barb numbers and they were different than what was being reported. So, you know, we'll see. Let me see. It's just, bottom line is, with numbers like that, I don't see this American takeover. Ted Cheeseman versus that fight with Sam Eggington. I didn't really see no one talking about it. How are you going to take over? How is DAZN going to take over? Like Eddie Hearn's saying in these interviews, how is he going to take over with no type of viewership? Look, someone says Sky Sports suffered a 575 million pound revenue drop. It looks crazy. It looks like Eddie Hearn is scrambling with the fight camp. And then like I said, it wouldn't even, everybody, we're in a pandemic, so people are trying to stay afloat and, you know, survive their business. But the thing is, you have people like Eddie Hearn who comes out in this arrogant, posh demeanor, which got him in trouble with American fans and kind of turned people off to begin with, saying, oh, Showtime schedule, why is Benavidez fighting Roma and Chris Colbert? I like him, but, you know, why is he fighting who? Those are competitive fights. Angelo Leo versus a replacement opponent was a competitive fight. And then you have the Mayweather Promotions aspect, and you have fights on that card, again, making it to competitors like ESPN and SportsCenter and getting millions of views, garnering millions of views. Meanwhile, Eddie Hearn is so focused on what other people are doing. He should probably worry about the fight camp. Now, a quick word from my affiliate.
What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more sports. Get unlimited access to premium content with an ESPN Plus subscription. ESPN Plus offers a variety of content, including specials, behind the scenes, docuseries like Bruce Lee's Be Water, and much more. With an ESPN Plus subscription, you get access to a ton of classic archive fights and replays from boxing and the UFC. Big names like, hi, I'm Mike Tyson, come and watch my fight. Floyd Mayweather, easy work, I'm rich. And Manny Pacquiao, yes, it's up to my promoter, just to name a few. If that's not enough, You could get the ESPN bundle, which includes ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. All 3 apps, one low price. You don't want to miss out. Make sure you guys click that link in the description box of all of my videos. Ego, signing off.
So we're back with the conversation. You know, check out my sponsor affiliate. I found out why I couldn't find the tweet. So it looks like this reporter from The Athletic may have hidden the tweet, because I have it screenshotted and it's not showing up. But then I have it screenshotted, so I found it. But if you go to the Twitter page, you can't see it anymore. You know, so he must have hid it or something. You know, but here it is, because I have the direct link to it in a screenshot. So Terry Morgan, in response to The Athletic's numbers, it says, here are the official figures for Sky Sports Action and Main Event, where the boxing was on in the UK. Where are your figures from, Mike, to Mike Coppinger, and where do they cover globally? So this is from Barb, which is the equivalent in the UK to basically Nielsen's ratings. And the numbers, you know, according to the Barb rating, they look even worse. It says Sky Sports Action 2,153, Sky Sports Arena 1,573, Sky Sports Cricket and all this other stuff, football. And then it says Sky Sports Main Event 11,530. So I don't know, you know, all of what that includes, but nonetheless, no matter what the numbers are, if these are the real numbers, you know, or this initial, see, and if I go to the actual initial tweet, you can't see that actual comment is hidden, you know, so the person must have hid it for whatever reason. But it doesn't matter. I have screenshots of everything that I do and stuff for this very reason. But anyway, these numbers are terrible and it's just a bad look. I did a video earlier, DAZN Canada, right? They didn't even have the fight camp available. So if you live in Canada and had DAZN, you couldn't have even watched the fight camp. And it's funny because I remember seeing this. It says Matchroom Boxing, DAZN deals extend to Canada, right? This is way back in 2018, September 2018, right? Sports Pro. It says DAZN Canada signs long-term Matchroom Boxing rights deal. Streaming platform lands an 8-year contract for exclusive fights and original content. Once again, this is back in September 2018. Less than a few years, less than 2 years, because it's just turned August. So about 2 years, but less than 2 years. Now all of a sudden you see fans complaining, right? I think he's a writer. It says just on live chat with DAZN Canada customer service. Nope, they are not showing the Matchroom card. I will have to scramble for an alternative method of watching. I thought Matchroom Boxing was a part of the DAZN package. Maybe it's only in the US. What a do-up. So he was frustrated because he was trying to support, and he has DAZN in Canada, and the Matchroom card wasn't available. And there were a slew of other people, which is why I did the video, who said the same thing. Is today's Matchroom show not on DAZN Canada? Looking for it on the schedule and I can't see it. So it's not available. There were several people complained about this, right? And he said he got off the line with the live chat. It says if DAZN Canada is going to save pennies by not picking up Matchroom Boxing, what's the point of Canada-based fight fans subscribing? Why don't they give Canadian subscribers the same boxing programming as the US? Pinching pennies isn't always the best business model. So he was upset because he was trying to watch the fight and DAZN Canada didn't make it available. That means they did not pay for the rights to air the fight. And you guys can research this, right? He also says, what magazine, newspaper publishers, streaming services providers, DAZN, hear this, don't damn realize is that if you lose a reader or subscriber, it means that the reader subscriber has had it with you. Very seldom will you get them back. So he's upset because he was trying to support, right? And he couldn't. So I think Eddie Hearn, with his American takeover, should probably focus on fight camp. That's just my 2 cents. You know, I'm not the smartest brother in the world, but the DAZN curse strikes again is seeming to have some big issues. How come Matchroom's fight camp is not available in DAZN Canada, but 2 years ago, they said DAZN Canada signs a long-term Matchroom boxing rights deal for an 8-year contract. How in less than 2 years is the product not aligned? And don't tell me because of a pandemic. If that makes it worse. It's worse that we in a pandemic, because you're charging people $20 a month, let's say. That's what it is in America. So you're charging Canadians $20 a month. And like the man was saying, the Graham guy, fight fans, why do they even sign up to DAZN if they can't even watch the boxing for that day? And if you have an 8-year deal, you still have 6 more years allegedly, and DAZN did not get the rights to the Matchroom card. That means they're trying to save money. That's why else wouldn't they? They don't feel that it's of enough value to pick it up, or they don't want to spend for it to air it, so they don't have the rights to air it. So you're not even halfway through your deal. You have an 8-year deal, they said when they first came out. And Eddie Hearn talking about $1 billion budget and things like that. The numbers look trash. Man, stop. Get them out of here, bro. Get them out of here until they come correct. Canelo got his fight taken by Mike Tyson and Roy Jones, and then Top Rank is working on a card, Mean Machine and Amir Imam, you know. So Canelo's gonna have to compete if he fight, which I don't believe he's gonna fight on the date, which I've said. But even if they want him, you know, he's the star and the Mexican dates and all that. Even if they want Canelo to fight on that date, you're going to have him competing against Mike Tyson, Roy Jones, featuring Jake Paul and NBA ex-player Nate Robinson, and possibly a Top Rank card. Does this make any sense? And this is what DAZN is charging. So I think Eddie Hearn, he should probably worry about him, you know, instead of worrying about Showtime schedule. I don't care what Eddie Hearn talking about. Showtime schedule is slamming. He talking about, oh, they got pay-per-views. Yeah, Showtime is smart to have pay-per-views. DAZN is foolish for turning down the pay-per-view business model when it still works. And you know, what's the name is talking about, Eddie Hearn is talking about, oh, you have David Benavidez versus Romer Angulo. This man has a 26-1 record. He lost one time to Zordo Ramirez. What are you talking about? And he has 22 knockouts, bro. In 27 fights, he's knocked out 22 people. David Benavidez is still a human. He's like 21, 22. He's a great fighter. But I'm going to check it out because this shows me that this guy has a puncher's chance. Just because Zordo beat him, styles make fights. People learn from losses, right? And Eddie Hearn's trying to bash Showtime schedule. Showtime schedule's destroying DAZN schedule. Golden Boy, where's the Luke Campbell, Ryan Garcia fight? Where's the announcement? At the time of recording this video, that's not out. You know, Golden Boy put Sinisi Estrada in with the stripper killer. What are we talking about, people? We got to get boxing back to where it needs to be, you know? So as long as Eddie Hearn keeps doing these vanity projects and opening his mouth and, you know, trying to slight the competition and deject people who are trying to grow the sport of boxing by making competitive matchups, this Fulton versus Leo, that would have been a competitive fight. Didn't happen because of a failed test. It was still a good fight with the replacement. And Eddie Hearn, you know, can't help himself but to try to hate. So, you know, I'm not with that. That doesn't help the sport of boxing. And sometimes when you're putting out numbers like this, you don't really have no room to be talking. Like, you can't talk like Money Mayweather and you putting out numbers like Boo Boo the Fool, 93,000 average on. I don't even think this was on a pay-per-view. You know, I could be wrong about that. I don't think it was pay-per-view. I mean, I hope that you didn't make people pay pay-per-view. You know what I mean? So it's like, look, let me see if it's pay-per-view. I don't think it was pay-per-view, y'all. So you're on a main network, Hold on, let me see what this says. You're on a main network like Sky Sports, and you putting out trash numbers, but you got the most to say about what PBC's doing. It's just like unforgivable and unbelievable to hear Eddie Hearn do this, you know? And I'm going to keep calling it out, bro. It's fight week. Yeah, this ain't on no box office. How you on a regular network doing these types of numbers, but then in your backyard because you can't afford a venue, you know? And Eddie Hearn got the most to say talking about Showtime schedule. I don't care about Eddie Hearn's opinion on Charlo. on what Gervonta Tank Davis should do, on Tank versus Leo fight. I don't care about none of that. Focus on your fight. Like Terrence Crawford said, focus on your fight before you don't make it to your fight. You putting fights with Sor Rungvisai, who looked horrible, you know, and you're trying to build to Estrada versus Chocolatito. We don't even know if that's going to happen. And he just fought on YouTube. What are we talking about, bro? Eddie Hearn must be stopped. Bro, real talk. Eddie Hearn must be stopped because you're not, you're making yourself look bad. You fighting in the backyard like you Kimbo Slice and you got the most to say and you're not putting out no crazy numbers. And he's showing you UK trends. There are more people that tweeted than damn near watched the fight. So I don't care about being #1 trending. It's all about Eddie Hearn. Man, you got to make it about boxing. You got to make it about boxing, you know? And I don't care about AJ versus Fury. You're not nowhere close to getting that fight done. You know, I don't care about your thoughts. Eddie Hearn just keep talking, bro. He just keep talking. Oh, Deontay Wilder, he should take a back seat and step aside. I don't care. I don't want to hear Eddie Hearn talk about what other fighters that have nothing to do with his career should do. You spending money on fireworks, but you won't let the fighter work. Bars. Listen, I got bars for y'all today. You doing these Matchroom backyard boogie cards, these Kimbo Slice cards, and you got pyrotechnics and fireworks, but you don't want to pay for the fighter to work. You got money for fireworks, but won't let the fighter work. Like Amanda Serrano. How come the Katie Taylor fight fell apart? Oh, that's right, because you didn't pay the girl. Then on top of that, she calls you the worst person ever, or you know, horrible, worse than horrible, because you try to cock block her money from other people who were trying to pay her, like Telemundo and some other fights she had lined up. You know, Eddie Hearn, like these vanity projects and these comments, it just looks bad, bro. It looks real bad. This is who you putting on. These are the fights you putting on, and you talking about the next person. And I'm not here for that. You know, worry about your cards, your viewership, get your viewership right. You know, you putting fights on YouTube, and you really got something to say about who David Benavidez is fighting. I'm off that. Let me know what you guys think. We working.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.